Hello everyone, it's Melanie from Mel's Inky Fingers, and it's so nice to be back with you today. Happy Friday. And if you are joining me, let me know you're here so I can give you a big hello. I have missed everybody the last couple of weeks, and it's so nice to be back. In the meantime, while I wait for everyone to find me, I'm just going to make sure that everyone can see me and hear me. All right. So I hope everyone had a really great week. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks now, and it's like we are in the last minute throes of the holiday season preparation. So today I'm going to share a couple of easy Christmas cards that you can create to be ready for the holidays and get your cards out. All right, so I'm just waiting for comments to pop through so I can make sure you can see me. When you jump on, say hello. Let me know you're here so I know who to say hello to. And great, it looks like everything is just fine. So today we are going to be working with a few different products today, but I have a snowflake theme going. I love these, and I wanted to go with snowflakes because sometimes we just want wintry things and not necessarily Christmassy things. So I thought these would be fun to share with you. Now, this uses a die and mask bundle to make this really pretty and easy card. And this uses one of my favorite winter bundles that we have right now called Snowflake Kisses. So this is what we're going to create today. So hello, welcome, and thanks for jumping on. It's so nice to have you here. Say hello so I know who I get to spend some time creating with today. All right, there are so many cool things going on right now in the Stampin' Up! World. I just want to share with you that there has been free shipping this week. Today is actually the last day, and it's not too late to get into my online store at melsinkyfingers.com/shop and grab some great last minute Christmas treats for yourself or for gifts. Kits make amazing gifts. And of course, there's never a bad time to treat yourself and get some free shipping. Now with that, we have some sales. So paper pumpkin items are up to half off in the online store right now. This is not paper pumpkin subscriptions, but if you are a subscriber, you have access to past kits and past refills, and there's some really amazing buys there. Then with purchases of at least $75, Stampin' Up! Is now offering a product of the month. Every month there's going to be an exclusive item offered to all customers who shop with us, and if your order is at least $75, you will have the option to add it to your order. So for only $5, you are going to get an exclusive product that you will receive simply as a thanks for shopping. So this month it is this gorgeous designer series paper. This is a pack of paper that's exclusive for customers who earn the product of the month. It's all these beautiful blues and some really pretty projects to show here how it was used. So if you would like that, it will prompt you that you've qualified, and then you can choose to add it. Then we also have the virtual card making retreat. I am so excited about this. So for those of you who joined me back in November, I think it was November, for the virtual scrapbooking retreat, maybe it was September, you know how amazing it was. We had so much fun. The projects were awesome. And now we are offering a card retreat. So it's going to work the same. There's an exclusive retreat box that Stampin' Up! Is offering with a product suite that will only be available for attendees of the virtual card making retreat. And then you will have access to 2 days of teaching from Stampin' Up! Staff and concept artists, showing tips and techniques for using that product suite and creating 15 gorgeous cards. I have seen them, they're beautiful. I ordered my virtual card making retreat box the day it went live. And if you order it today, you get free shipping on it, which is awesome. So it's $165, and it includes all your supplies, admission to the virtual retreat for 2 days of teaching. Now, if you live close to me here in Northwest Ohio, I am going to be offering an in-person option on February 8th. And what we will do is we will go back and access the recordings from the live event, which will take place on January 22nd and 23rd, and I will stream them into my classroom, and we will create together in person, and I will be offering treats and gifts and some prizes. It will be a lot of fun. So the in-person option is a gift I am offering to those who shop with me to get their virtual card making treat. And of course, if you're a member of my team, you also are invited to join us live. So hopefully you join us for this. And then I have some things going. Hi, Joan, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. I have some things going right now as well. The January to April mini catalog launch is right around the corner, and here is a little sneak peek of some of what's in our catalog. And if you follow me, you know that I offer product shares with every catalog launch. So I want to let you know that my share reservations are now open, and you can reserve a paper share, a ribbon embellishment share, or any other shares that I offer. So I'm going to give you just a quick overview. Here is my paper share. It's 14 collections. You get about a quarter of each pack, and that's $54. I have a ribbon and embellishment share, and that comes like this. It gives you 6 ribbons and 9 different embellishments, including these awesome new stickers that we have, and that's $43. And then I have my quick and easy share, which is super popular, which gives you the ephemera, your memory more cards, some packaging options, and that's $27. And then of course, my awesome paper samplers, which are a creative tool that you can use to coordinate your colors and your patterns when you're creating your projects, or you can display the Stampin' Up! Paper collections in your space. And a set of paper samplers includes all 14 paper collections included in the paper share, and that's $33. Then I also am offering gifts if you get a bundle. If you get the entire collection, you get an embossing folder, one of the brand new ones that is not yet released. And if you get a paper lovers bundle, which is everything but my paper samplers, you will receive a special element, kind of like an embellishment, but it's more like a special element. You'll get a full pack of those to use on your projects. So I will be posting a video with more detail. I will also be doing an unboxing soon of all these products to give you a really in-depth look at them. So if you're interested, you can go to my blog, melzinkyfingers.com, and all the information as well as the link to register will be there. I also have a new Creatively Inked kit available, and I feel like this is new because I've not been with you the last couple of weeks, so you've not even really had a good chance to see the sneak peeks. But we are going to be using the awesome Banner Sayings Stamp and Punch bundle. Now this bundle, the punch is so awesome, it sold out the week it launched. So you will have the option to add on your stamp set, and when the punch becomes available again, I will make sure I offer that to you. But here's a sneak peek of some of the adorable projects that you're going to make. The Hobby Haven Designer Series paper is adorable. It has really cute ephemera pieces. So we focused on layering cute little collage elements on your projects. And I know you are going to really enjoy creating with these, this paper collection and suite. Now, this month, you are going to get 3 fancy folds, and one of them is a gift card holder. And look at this cute little project that's going to go on your little gift that you're going to get this month. So you have until December 20th to subscribe to Creatively Inked if you're not already subscribed, to receive this kit and all the products that you need to create adorable projects. All right, so let's dive into creating our projects today. I hope you like these. I stuck with blue and snowflakes because it's just kind of that kind of day. It's really cold here in Northwest Ohio, although it is not snowing. So let's do this project first. So this project, I pulled in some items that are on the last chance list but that I absolutely love, and I wanted to show you how easy they were to create with. I'm hoping that you can see all the shimmer and sparkle on this project. It was easy to create. I used the Flower Garden Foils specialty paper. It comes in 3 different colors. You get Cloud Cover, Strawberry Slush, and Pretty in Pink. And I used the Cloud Cover foil. It kind of looks silvery on this particular card. Then I also used the Snowy Delight dies. And let me show you a close-up look. So this die set comes with 2 sheets of dies. Look at this. And you get all these cool snowflakes. And when you die cut the large snowflakes, you have 2 options. And here is what they look like. Aren't they pretty? Oh no, Joan said she has had horrible flooding. Oh, Joan, I hope everything is okay with you. So I have used 2 different patterns. So there's 2 different patterns in this paper pack in each color. And you get just a little bit of texture in the die cut elements. Now I used the smaller snowflake on this project, and I combined it with Cloud Cover ink and Cloud Cover cardstock. I went really monochromatic today. Part of the reason why I did that is because when I am rushed and short on time and need to create, to me the easy button is going monochromatic, because you don't have to stop and think which colors go together. It makes it easy, your project looks cohesive, and you will almost always get a great result. So these are the 2 snowflakes that come in this pack. So you have this big one, that's this one here, and then you have the smaller of the 2 big ones, and that's this one here. All right. Now you can also die cut background layers. I should have die cut a background layer for you so you could see. I mean, I kind of do have one here. So these are what the background layers look like. So you have one that works with this or this. Look how pretty that is. You also have a layer in between, which makes it a little smaller, but you can get a pop of color behind here. You just simply line it up, and then if you want a second layer, you can layer them like this. I just love this set. I think it's so amazing. Isn't that pretty? Or you can pull this one off and go with this one. They're just so perfectly coordinated. I just love how the coordination works. So isn't that neat? Look how pretty the blue and silver is together. So you have a lot of options. Now there's a coordinating stencil set that goes with this die set, and I stenciled with all the stencils here so that you could see how neat they all look layered together, and then they fit on the background die. Now the stencils fit on this die here, so I also could have stenciled on this one and then die cut it and layered it on the bigger one. Instead, I just stenciled directly on the bigger one. I was playing. So just a really, really cool combination. And again, this is called the Snowy Delights dies. And then you have the Snowy Delights decorative masks. And again, here they are. And we're going to use these today. I'm going to use this one here to create a subtle background on the next card I'm going to make. I'm going to remake this project here, but in a different color. And I'm going to make it a white and blue card, but you're going to be able to see the pops of blue on the white. So let's get started. So to create this card, you will want to choose a background. So I chose thick basic white, and it's 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. So there's my base. And then I have a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of basic white that I'm going to layer on a piece of the Flower Garden Foils, called the Cloud Cover one. And I cut that 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So you have just a small layer to go behind this, which will be really pretty. Then I used the die set, the same set, to die cut this cute label. So that's going to go on our card front. Okay, you also have some really cool snowflake options. And then I'm going to use Misty Moonlight as an accent color. So let me show you what I have here. So I have a little bit of Misty Moonlight cardstock, just in case we need it as a layer. I have my Misty Moonlight ink pad. I pulled in some embellishments. These are the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots, really pretty. And then I pulled in this gorgeous Misty Moonlight and silver ribbon, and that's what I'm going to wrap around the center of my card for a bow. But the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of blending and splattering. So I have my blending brush here, and I have a Misty Moonlight and a Cloud Cover Stampin' Blends marker. I'm not sure which one I'm going to want for splattering, but we're going to start out with our basic white layer and our Misty Moonlight ink pad. And then you can pull in any one of the masks depending on how much snowflake you want in the background. I kind of like this one. And we're just going to randomly place it on our front layer. And I'm going to get a lot of the ink off this by just rubbing it on my glass mat. And then using a circular motion, I'm just going to add the ink to my card front. And I'll do circles in one direction, then in the other, because then it makes it nice and even. When you lift it up, you have this beautiful snowflake shape. So then I'm just going to slide it to another place on my card front and do the same thing. And this is just adding a really pretty snowflake design in my background. So if you have a lot of cards to make, you can see this is quick and easy. How pretty is that? And last but not least, we're just going to come down here to the corner, and I'm going to add a partial snowflake in one last spot. Now, if you want this darker, you can add more ink to your brush. If you want it lighter, you can go lighter, but isn't that pretty? It's so pretty and so easy. So now I have this beautiful background. Let me wipe my ink off my work surface here so that I don't get it where I don't want it. Okay, so now I have my Stampin' Blends marker. I'm going to go with the Misty Moonlight, why not? And I'm just going to flick some color on this background layer. Just going to add a little bit of interest there. And wipe that off. This glass mat is just the best because I have some adhesive here, because everything comes off of it. All right, so next we're going to take this and layer it onto our foil. All right, so it's going to look like this. Before I do that, I want to tie my ribbon around here. So I'm going to take this beautiful ribbon. It's got the silver edges on it, which makes it really pretty. And I'm going to tie a bow offset over here, kind of on the left side. And all I'm doing is making some room for my snowflake, because my snowflake is a little bit bigger, so it needs some space. Okay. So this card is really fast and easy. And this time of year, I just like keeping my projects simple because it allows me to just get everything done, which is so important. Okay, so now that's going to layer on like this. So I'm going to layer this on, and then I'm going to take some Wink of Stella and just, and just splatter some Wink of Stella all over the front of this. And that will really elevate the sparkle. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? So now here is my Wink of Stella. So you can splatter or you can throw your ink. It's up to you. So I'm going to squeeze, I don't know how much is in here. I'm just going to squeeze some down and hopefully I have enough to throw it on there because I like to throw mine on like this. I'm getting a little bit. And I put my layers together first because I want to now just set this aside to dry. And I'm hoping that you can see how pretty this is. So let me hold it up. And hopefully you can see the color and the splatter. So now while this is drying, I'm going to work on the other elements. Okay, so I'll set that aside right here. So now let's pull in our little label and we can stamp our sentiment on here. So the sentiments that I used are from the Snowflake Kisses Stamp and Die Bundle. And I have a little, look at this cool little tag sticking out. Ooh, I actually should use that. Look at that. So this is a very wintry snowflake bundle. I love it. It's got really cute sentiments. And I pulled in the sentiments. You could do lots of love. You're one of a kind is super cute. Sending warm hugs. Lots of fun things in here. You can do if kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. I'm going to use this. Be warm and well is really cute. So let's see. I have sending warm hugs, and I think that's really cute. So let's do that. So I'm just going to ink this up in Misty Moonlight ink and stamp this on there. And that's going to go on the front. And then on the inside, let's do... Which one should we do on the inside? I like winter is warmer when we're together, so let's do that one. I have the other one set for the inside of the other card. So I'm just going to put this on the back here, and I'll ink this up with my Misty Moonlight ink. And stamp that on the inside. And now you can do things to bring the design to the inside of your card. So let's talk a little bit about that. So I always like to repeat design elements. I feel like repeating design elements really helps pull your project together. So I'm going to do a little bit of Wink of Stella. And I'm also going to splatter just a little bit of marker. All right. And that just helps bring this design right to the inside of your card. Now you could also add some snowflakes because you have some really cute dies that you can work with. So now while this inside is drying, let's go back to this and let's pull in our snowflakes. So we have a couple different snowflakes to choose from. We have our big one, which we can put here. We can just kind of slide that bow through there and get that centered. That's pretty. Or we can use the smaller one. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I think they're both really, really pretty. So let's go with this one since, yep. So we're gonna do that. So I'm going to put, going to cut some mini dimensionals in half. And then we'll just tack them out here on the little points of the snowflake. Now this would be really pretty done in adhesive sheet. So you have a dimensional snowflake. You could also, if you wanted it flat, you could cut it using an adhesive sheet, and then it would just be a giant sticker, which always makes it so easy. But I'm just going to cut a couple of mini Stampin' Dimensionals in half. And that should be enough to hold this down because it's light, right? It doesn't have a lot of weight to it, so you don't need a ton of adhesive. All right. Oh, that one's already off. Okay, so now I'm just going to slide this around the bow until you're happy with how it's centered, and put it in place like that. There we go. That's pretty. If you're finding that it needs a little more, you can add a little more. So now this is going to go, we could do a couple things. We could put it in the center. We could put it down here in the middle. That's actually kind of cute. I might do that. So now let's bring in some of those really pretty shimmery gems. So these are, again, are the Charming Shimmer Gems. And these are on the Last Chance, as well as the dies. And everything I'm using on this card is Last Chance. The ribbon, the dies, the masks. And I think I need just a little more underneath this. I don't think those 4 little pieces of dimensional were enough. So I'm just going to come in and roll a glue dot. And when I roll it up, it'll give a little extra dimension. And I can just slide it underneath. And tack those down. So these are items that you're not going to want to wait on, because once they're gone, they're gone. And I think pretty much all of them are discounted. The foil, the dies I know are discounted. The masks are discounted. So some really good buys in addition to just being awesome winter items to create with. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to use some of these really pretty blue gems, and you know, you can put them out here, you could put them here, down here. There's really no right or wrong place to put them, and so we're just going to go we'll go on every other little section here. Isn't that cute? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, right here. There. And then if you want, you can even come in with the small ones, put them out here on the ends. And how cute is that? And you could even do these opposite. It makes it so pretty. What do you think? Do you like adding gems like this? And then this one will go out here. Look how beautiful. Isn't that so pretty? You have a really beautiful snowflake. And then I think I'm going to just put one in the center. There we go. So a really, really pretty snowflake. And then I'm going to put this right down here, and we'll put some dimensionals on that. And we'll pop it right in the center. And now this whole piece will go on our card front like that. Isn't that beautiful? You've got sparkle and shimmer. It's warm and beautiful. There you go. And there's your project. What do you think? So here it is in white with misty moonlight, and then here it is in cloud cover. And both of these use the garden foil in cloud cover. And if you like non-traditional colors, you can also make it in pinks. And you've got your sentiment from the Snowflake Kisses bundle. And then the beautiful dies that are sadly retiring, these here. These are called Snowy Delights. Aren't they pretty? So what do you think? Do you like the white with blue, or do you like the cloud cover one? Tell me what your favorite is. Now, this one here uses these gems. These are called the Faceted Gems Trio Pack, and these are in our annual catalog. And look how pretty those look on there. I don't know if there's a delay or... All right, so we'll move on to project 2 now, okay? So project 2 is another quick win. That's this project here. It uses the Snowflake Kisses Stamp and Die Bundle, and that's the same bundle that I used the sentiment on for the first card. I'm going to make it in a different set of colors for you. I like giving you ideas and options. So this is the card, and we're going to put a layer of designer series paper behind this really pretty intricate die cut layer. And this layer cuts out so simple. So let me show you what I did here. So here is the Snowflake Kisses bundle. You have these cool sentiments that I've already shared, and then you have this set of dies. So you get 2 sheets, but I already have some out here. So you have this really big die that cuts out this detailed layer. So it's a full sheet, and when you run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it cuts out all that intricate detail. Isn't that beautiful? What do you think? Isn't that neat? And all the pieces just, they pop right out. It cuts so good and so easy. All right, then the second die that I have out of the pack is this one. So in this card, when you die cut the intricate background, it gives you this circle centerpiece that fits right in there. So you can either layer, you can layer it on top like this, or you have this separate die that has the pretty little snowflakes around the edges. So I thought I would show you both in the card that I'm going to make the alternative in. So to create this project, you are going to want a card base, and I'm going to use Very Vanilla. So I stuck with the top fold card. So this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch card, scored at 5 1/2, and I burnished this well with my bone folder. Then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's a full front piece, and this is actually from the North Pole delivery collection. So you have all these cute little packages and animals and sleds and envelopes and some really great patterns on the back. So this pattern here is what I used for the background on my first card with Balmy Blue cardstock. And now on the second card, I'm going to use, I think, this red graph, but you're going to help me decide which one we should use. So it would kind of look like this, or you can put the packages in the back and have it look like that. So you tell me what one you like. If you like the packages in the background, or if you like just a simple design in the background. Isn't that pretty? Just a little something in the background. And then we're going to use some embellishments. So we have this beautiful shiny real red ribbon. Okay, we're going to use that, and this is also on the last chance list. And then these delightful decorative dots. These are also on the last chance list. So I wanted to give you a little peek of what's going away. So let's assemble this project. Tell me, what do you think? Should we use this side or this side? Do you like the color in the background, or do you like the simple grid in the background? Well, you let me know. I'll give everyone a chance to kind of chime in. We can start stamping some sentiments. So I used Night of Navy on the Balmy Blue card, but I brought Secret Sea, which is my new black, to use on the Real Red card. So, and I have this cute sentiment that says, if kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. I think that's so cute. We'll stamp that here in the middle. And let me know which side of that paper I should use. What do you think? Which one do you think I should use? And then for the inside of the card, I have, may the chill of winter be warmed by love and friendship. So we will ink this up and stamp that on the inside. It doesn't look like anyone has an opinion on which side of the paper I should use. Okay, so I'm good on ink for now. All right, so I think I will use this red side. I think I'll just use the subtle pattern in the background. And this is a full-size piece of Designer Series paper that I'm going to put on the card front. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You could use any pattern that you have that you like. And then you could either do a coordinating or a contrasting front layer. So look how pretty that's going to be on the front. And I'm actually going to use some foam strips. So we sell these in packs, and I'm going to put these around the edge. So I cut a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch Real Red cardstock, and then I centered this decorative die on that layer to cut this. And it cuts this really beautiful detailed layer. So I'm just going to put strips on the edge here. I could have easily made this a shaker card, which would have been beautiful. And then I'm just going to take a couple of these center points here and add just a little reinforcing to help keep the center up. So I'm going to take a little bit of this end piece here and cut a small piece, put it here, and then one for here. And I just don't want the center of my card to collapse. So if you can find a couple of places just to tack it down a little bit with a piece of foam, then that's good. So let me pull the release tape off. And we're going to set this aside. I'm going to add some ribbon to my card, but now that's ready to go. All right, so now let's pull in some really pretty ribbon. So I have the Real Red ribbon. Now this is a little wider and it's a little heavier. So we could choose to tie this around the card and have the bow pop up through the middle, which is what I did here. So I tied this around the card and I have my bow here popped up in the center. And this ribbon was a little easier to work with because it's sheer. So since this is thicker and not as sheer, I think what I'm going to do is take a half a piece. So I have just a piece that I cut, and then I cut it in half lengthwise, and I'm going to create a bow. So let's put this on our card front. So we're just going to line this up. And put that on the front of our card. So now we have a lot of depth because we popped this up. Isn't that pretty? And now we have this that we can put in the center, and we can raise this with a couple of dimensionals. You could also adhere it right down to the card if you wanted to, which is what I did on the original one. And I'm just going to center this in here. Look how cute that is. So now let me tie a bow. So I have a piece of this shiny Real Red ribbon, and then I cut it in half lengthwise so that it was not quite as wide, because the circle's a little smaller on this one than on the first one that I made. So once you're happy with your bow, you can trim it. And then that can go here. Look how cute that is. So we'll just put that on with a glue dot. So here are my glue dots. I'm just going to fold it in half. And put that there. Look how cute that is. So cute. So much texture and dimension, and it's really not hard to achieve. So now I'm going to pull in these really pretty dots, and you could use any color that you wanted. You could use the red, you could put green, you could even put these. Look how pretty these are. Even these look pretty because of that background. So I'm just going to take these and scatter different sizes around the front of the card. There's no right or wrong. You've got 3 different sizes of these dots to use. So you can just find little centers of snowflakes and drop little gems all over. Makes it really cute. There's one over here. And when you're happy with how it looks, then that's when you know you have enough. So how cute is that? And so simple. But first, before we're done, I want to go to the inside and add some detail in here. So I wanted to show you something. So I had this scrap of matching paper, and I thought, let's use that. So it's not big enough to fit across. It's not like big enough for a layer. So I'm just going to take this and cut it in half. So I have about 1 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Let's do like 3/4 of an inch. All right. And this is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put it down here in the bottom corner of my card. So let's put a little bit of stamp and seal on here, and I'm going to use the present side. Set that down here. And then this designer series paper is a specialty paper, and it comes with ephemera sheets. And again, this is the North Pole delivery paper. So it looks like this. You have these cute little patterns with the animals and the trucks, presents and letters. So you have postmarks, really, really cute. And then the little animals delivering all the little presents and envelopes. So cute, right? Well, we also have these sheets of ephemera pieces. You see that? And these punch out. And when you punch them out, you have cute little pieces like this that you can add to your card. And this one was the same pattern as the paper I chose for the front. So I thought it would be cute to use up that scrap, and then I could put an ephemera piece on the inside just like that. So I'm going to put this at a little bit of an angle to fill in where my paper was too short. And I can put that in just like that. And how cute is that? Now I have the design brought right to the inside. So there you go. You have the blue card, and then you have a version made in red in case you want to make it a Christmas card in traditional Christmas colors. So what do you think? Do you have a favorite? Hi, Melissa. Oh, it's nice to have you on today. I hope you're well. So here is card 2, and here is card 1, different versions. So you like the red one, Joan? So Joan likes the red one. All right. Well, I hope you liked seeing all of our snowflakes in action. I think that sometimes the beauty, you just can't appreciate it as well in a catalog until you see it actually on a project to see just how gorgeous some of these products are. And so many are going away already. So if there's anything that you saw me use today, jump on over to my online store at melzinkyfingers.com/shop and grab them, because so many of these products are on the last chance list. So when they're gone, they're gone. So Joan likes the white one for card one, this one. All right, well, thanks for sharing, Joan. All right, so don't forget to reserve your Creatively Inked kit by the 20th and reserve your product share and take advantage of free shipping to get your card retreat, which will qualify you to add your product of the month to your cart, and you can ship it free. All right. All right. Well, thanks so much for jumping on with me today. It's always fun to spend Friday afternoon with you, and I hope you have an amazing week. And I will look forward to seeing you next Friday. Isn't Christmas yet, is it? I've completely lost track of the days. So I will see you next Friday. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.